Well, a lot of children spend time at the Jewish Community Center, and even if they don't, your kids may have a lot of questions about the Jewish campus shootings.
And you probably have questions about the best ways to talk to your kids about this. Joining us now on the set is Dr. Stephen Lassen, child psychologist at the University of Kansas Hospital. And I know even if you didn't attend there for a religious reason, there's a lot of people that use this community center as just that, a community center. Kids are affected. First piece of advice to parents if they've got kids asking about this.
Have a very open and honest conversation with them about what has happened and be the filter through which all the information comes to them.
And I'm sure it depends on the age, but for people with kids in different age groups, what should they be thinking about from elementary school, even kids in preschool, high school? Tell us about the different recommendations you give to parents with different kids in different age groups.
Sure. So generally, children who are younger require less information, less in-depth information. Obviously, with our older adolescents, they can handle more adult-like information and should be given additional details about what had happened.
So one of the things I was wondering is that sometimes kids pick things up, you don't even realize they've paid attention, and maybe they're affected. Are there signs that we can look for that if our kids start to, like be very emotional or be a little more clingy, are there things that you would say to be aware of in the next couple of days?
Well, it's a great question because we know that indirect trauma exposure has a great impact on kids, and so the very fact that they're seeing it on TV, they're viewing it through social media avenues, provides them with some risk to developing problematic behaviors. So children who have any changes in their behavior, their mood, sleep, appetite changes, those could all be signs that kids are struggling with this. Kids who have a hard time doing the things that they used to do, or replaying parts of the traumatic event over and over would certainly be ones that we would be more concerned about.
How long can this impact children who may have just seen it on TV or were at the community center yesterday, who may have witnessed it or heard about it while they were there?
So kids who are more directly affected are going to have impact longer, and so kids who may have been there obviously we're most concerned about. But this can go on for months and even up to years for some children. There are some children who are at more risk for that sort of reaction than others.
And so obviously they may need a little extra help trying to get through this, but for the average person whose kids may have just overheard it or something, one piece of advice that parent can do for that child, if let's say they're young children, because sometimes they're tougher to deal with this. But
provide a lot of reassurance and a lot of love and supervision for those kids in these coming days.
What advice for teachers and school officials out there? What can you tell them to help kids who are struggling in school with this?
So schools, of course, are where kids spend a majority of their time, and so it's very important for teachers and others who are involved with kids to act and know how to support these children. So schools generally should provide some basic information about what has happened, so they know that kids are aware of that, but also limit that exposure. They should not be replaying images of the traumatic event. They should not be speaking about it at length, but should just provide some basic information and be aware of kids who exhibit some behavioral changes so they can speak with their parents about that.
All right, thank you, Dr. Stephen Lassen from University of Kansas Hospitals for your time today. It's a good information for parents at home and families, and thank you.
We appreciate it.